Hi, Dr. Jenny Sue here. I have a great activity for you today that is going to really be a great way to start your unit on motion. All right, so I want you to watch this next video clip, and then I'm going to come back and I'll tell you how you can make this really simple, inexpensive object that will get your kids all excited about motion. Wasn't that fun? Okay, so here's what you're gonna need to do this comeback can with your kids. You're gonna need a can of grits or oatmeal. Just go to the dollar store and get one of these cans, empty it out, eat the grits, eat the oatmeal. But you're gonna need to poke a hole in the bottom and a hole in the top of your can. You're gonna need two paper clips, a rubber band that you cut, pipe cleaner, and some hex nuts. So you're going to take your hex nuts, and I just use the small ones, and you're going to put them on your pipe cleaner, twist it till you have two ends like this at the end. You're going to take your rubber band and you're going to tie a knot. So you're going to put the rubber band through the paper clip, and you're going to tie a knot so that you can string this through your lid, through the hole in your lid, just like this. And you position the paper clip so that it's in the center like that. Okay, got it? Really simple. So your rubber band is through like this. You're going to take your pipe cleaner and you're going to twist it onto your rubber band so that the hex nuts are hanging from the rubber band. Lastly, you feed it through the other end, and you do the same thing as you did with your lid. You tie a knot. So you put your paper clip through your rubber band, just like that. You tie a knot so that it can't go back through the container, just like that. And then you are going to pull your lid and put it on. And there you go. There's the comeback can, all set up. Super simple, super cheap. Okay, so what makes this thing work? So as you're doing this with your kids, you're going to have them just push the can away. And of course, that's going to put it in motion. So when a push is a force, and as it's rolling across the floor, the rubber band on the inside is winding up. And so think about when you were a kid and you got on the swing set and you used to wind yourself up, and then you would let yourself go and you would twist, and then you'd start to twist back again, and then you'd untwist, and then you'd twist back again. And if you were like me, you were throwing up all over the place. It's the same concept. So that rubber band is winding up on the inside and the can is rolling away, and then it stops. And because we have that stored energy in the rubber band, it's going to roll back to you. And then, of course, it's winding up as it's rolling back, and then it rolls away. So what makes it stop? Well, as this can is rolling on the floor, friction, which is also another force, is building up on the can. And so friction is useful in this case because it actually is what stops the can. So eventually the rubber band can't even overcome the force of friction, and so the can stops moving. So who knew you could do pushes and pulls, potential and kinetic energy with a grit can? How cool is that? So science doesn't have to be expensive or hard, it just has to be fun. So go do some science with your kids. Hope you enjoyed this activity. Oh, let me tell you how you can make this an experiment. Right? So this by itself is not an experiment. I like to tell my students we're going to do some descriptive research. We're going to investigate the question, what happens when we push this can? And they learn that the can comes back. Wow, how do I turn it into an experiment? This is all you do. You simply, on a piece of chart paper or a board, write down hex nuts, and you ask the kids, what could I change about the hex nuts that might make a difference in how this comeback can works? And so the students are going to brainstorm. They could change the number of hex nuts that you use on the inside. Great, we're going to pick that. I mean, they could change the position on the rubber band. They could change the color of the pipe cleaner, which doesn't have anything to do with it. But changing the number of hex nuts, does that make a difference? So then you ask your kids, well, what are you going to observe or measure that'll tell us that changing the hex nuts makes a difference? And they're going to say how many times the comeback can comes back and forth to us. Great. So my experimental question is, what is the effect of changing the number of hex nuts in a comeback can on how the comeback can moves? There you go. Just simple science. Have fun doing this with your kids.